as we look into this question of how the live sports experience can be substantiated and extended based on these activities, Jennifer, let me start with you. Lot of question about a single screen, so the combination of the live sporting event and whatever the engagement is. Let's talk about free-to-play games and gambling first. Single screen experience or a second screen experience for the engagement end of it. What does your research suggest that sports fans and other consumers of streamed content are most looking for?
Yeah. So today, probably no surprise, almost all interactivity that's happening, whether it's sports or other types of content, is happening on the second screen, right? Most single screen streams aren't delivering much, they're not offering a whole lot of interactivity through the stream. Consumers are very familiar with their smartphones. Smartphone adoption is extremely high. And so the companion apps are where we're seeing most familiarity and engagement, especially if there's anything with kind of a revenue opportunity, a click through or a buy at the end. There are experiences that are too complicated today from a user interface perspective to happen on the primary screen, right? So yeah, far and away, current consumer behavior is it's second screen, right? That being said, we do see some interest in interacting with features on the primary screen, and some of these are relatively simple, but I know technically behind the scenes might not be simple to do. So for instance, the top activity that we're seeing, kind of an interactive sports element on the primary screen, is jumping to an interactive timeline, right, in the stream. So a highlight of a goal that happened or a touchdown, and you can move yourself to that place in the timeline. It sounds pretty simple, but that's kind of where training the consumer to engage in these more interactive elements starts. So I think we're very early days in it, and there's appetite for it. It's also very experiential. So in emerging consumer tech, this often happens where consumers, a certain subset might tell you, oh, well, it's interesting, I might try it. But then once they try it, if it's a good experience, you'll see much better engagement after that. So one good thing we're seeing is from the people who have tried the timeline and then say that they're very likely to use it in the future if their favorite video service offers it, doubles, right? There are some emerging technologies like virtual reality that suffer from a lot of people trying it and then not saying they're going to use it in the future. They didn't love the experience, right? For the kind of first screen interactive stats, people who have tried it say, yeah, I think I'd like to use that in the future. So that's a good indicator from a kind of consumer demand point.